told, and that's a story that the Rebbe told it in Parshat Kudei, a Maisa from 34 years ago, and the story is as follows. There was a list of Chassidim that would receive the needs of the Seder, the supplies of the Seder. They would receive it from the Tzemach Tzedek, the third leader of Chabad. They would receive the morer, they would receive the matzah, all the inyan. No, there was a certain chassid that he received the needs of the Seder, and he made good use of it. And right before Pesach, he relays a message to the Tzemach Tzedek that he does not have the needs for the Seder. So they ask him, how does he not have the needs? The Tzemach Tzedek checks to see, did he receive his need, the supplies for the Seder? Yeah, he received the supplies. So they asked the chassid, what happened? So the chassid said, I ate it. So the Rebbe asked the question, what does this signify? This is not just a plain chassid. This is one of the great chassidim of the Tzemach Tzedek, that the Tzemach Tzedek himself supplied this person with all the needs. So what does this mean? What did the chassid think? And what kind of lesson is this in a general approach of relationship between a chassid and a Rebbe? So the Rebbe answers, a very geschmack word. The Rebbe says, a chassid receives something from his Rebbe, he utilizes it fully. He uses it in its fullest meaning and fullest contents. He received it, he used it in Avedas Hashem. This was energy that he later utilized, fulfilled in the fullest way that he can fulfill his service to the Creator. Because he understood, he received something from his Rebbe, he's just going to let it lay around for 10 days. This is a potential energy, and therefore this is something that it's a message for now. Later, he realizes he realized it comes before the Seder. He practically needed supplies for the Seder, which he didn't have. Which this is also, derech agav, an explanation on another inyan. That b'shas, when it comes to the time when it was the Rebbe Rashab, the fifth leader of Chabad, and he was a child, and he was brought into Cheder. And the custom is that when a child is brought into Cheder, he is being rained down with the candies and sweets and everything, and it's a real field day. So the child came before Pesach, which actually an interesting custom relating to this is that what did they tell the child? They tell him that Malach Mechol threw it on him. Malach Mechol threw it on him. So the Rebbe asked the question, how could you tell a child such a thing? The child is a sincere child, a believer. You tell a Malach Mechol threw it, it's actually one of the parents threw it, one of the grandparents threw it. So the Rebbe says, the stress over here is, the point that we want to make is that that the parents threw it as emissaries of Malach Mechol. Malach Mechol is the Malach, the angel that represents the Jewish nation. And therefore, when it comes to introducing another child to Torah, so it is Malach Mechol that relates to it. So since a child does not understand the sweetness of Torah, he's still a young child, so we give him something that is sweet in a physical sense, a candy, a nash, and then the child begins sensing what is the point we want to teach him. We want to teach him that Torah is the sweetest and the best material, better than everything else. So therefore, this is why he's given the candy. But in addition to that, we tell him this is a mission from Malach Mechol. And the parents are the ones that are relaying the message to the child. So the story was with the Rebbe Rashab that it was before Pesach. And the Rebbe Rashab had these candies a whole winter in his pocket, which this was also a big accomplishment. A child should not want to eat the candies. Kept it. He felt it was so special. It's coming from Malach Mechol, from the angel himself. He didn't want to eat it. It came before Pesach. Tzemach Tzedek asked him to check his pockets. He checked his pockets and he found the candies. So the question was now, what should he do? Should he sell it to the goy, to a non-Jew? Because before Pesach he's not allowed to own chametz.
It's after this month?
Before this month. No, this is all before this month. This is a very relaxed situation. So the question is what the options are. Or should he eat it? Or should he burn it in chametz? So the Tzemach Tzedek said he should eat it. So the Rebbe discusses halachically in the Likutei Sichos, I think it's in volume 16 or 21, the Rebbe discusses why the Tzemach Tzedek chose to eat it instead of selling it. And the Rebbe explains that by selling something, it goes out from the domain of the person, and it goes into a domain which is not owned by a Jew. And therefore, it was something that since it went out of the domain of the Rebbe Rashab, as a child, over Pesach, it was in someone else's domain. So therefore, the Tzemach Tzedek felt the best thing to do with it, the best solution is that he should eat it. So then it'll become part of him. And it'll become part of him, so then it'll accomplish whatever this needed to accomplish. So therefore, this was the solution that the Rebbe Rashab, the Tzemach Tzedek suggested.
Why would I think we should